Saturday morning, I don't know, 8:30. Fixing to tear into this thing and see if we can't get some damn air ride on this log wagon of a truck. I know my wife will generously be happy about it, and so will I. My back will love it too. So running into a bit of an issue. Apparently, my hobby tools, if you want to call them, just don't have the right size for this big ass crap. So I'll have to go buy an 1.25" socket and wrench and 15/16 wrench open end because I don't have one for some reason. So off to the store. Okay, so finally back. Okay, so back from the parts store. Yeah, O'Reilly's. We're gonna try this power torque stuff. I got a couple sockets and well, they work. They're not bad. I don't know. Gonna have to upgrade to some Snap-on or Matco or hell, even Craftsman if they make it big enough. I don't work on this shit a lot, so let's just try it. See what happens. So my guess on this 24-inch breaker bar is breaking the 8 bolts loose for the U bolts. My son gives them 5 bolts before I break it. I just hope it makes it through the 8. That's all I need. All we need is drop that shit on the feet. Say where you at? Huh? Say where you at? We got one more left. Honestly, probably need to cheer you. Can you grab that strap that you got over there? Test fitting the plate. I guess it's the lower plate, alignment plate for the axle. I know all shit's rusty, but you know, it is what it is right now. Probably going to end up blasting the whole chassis and repainting it all later anyway, so we just got to get some air on this thing. It beats me up, especially just hauling my trailer. If I'm driving it alone, man, it'll beat the kidneys out of you like a bad Harley. So, or a rigid Harley, I should say, not a bad Harley. How it's going to be on this video. So here's a little tip. You can get this from McMaster-Carr. I learned this shit back in the day of racing. Everything you put together, now I know you see me put it together without putting any lube on any of the threads, but 2 of them are cinched up, 4 of them are not. I'll go back through and I'll put all that stuff, I'll put assembly lube on all this stuff when I put it back together, because if not, it galls up, gets messy, you can't torque it right, it's just a mess. So take a minute, add some extreme pressure lube to every thread that you put together, other than the ones that you're going to Loctite. Hands down. We do it on every single car that we do around here. Everything will be lubricated before it's built, threads and all. So just a little question is, are they going to work? I'm so excited for this project. Just a little bit. don't know if it's because I'm doing a video or what's going on. There you go. New ones are in. This truck's gonna be ridden low if I can help it. So I'm gonna put the shim to where the widest parts to the top to the front. So that way we can turn that pinion back up or down. You never know when you get about shit. Just gonna go ahead and put new counter pins in it right now. So I'll get busy and I'll forget. Yeah. You know what happens.
Turn 5. You merge turn plans. Tap this end to visit turnfollow.com and talk to your doctor about turn.
We love listening to your favorite artists, and we love listening to you. So what's up? Click now to take part in our short survey, and you can win up with gloriously uninterrupted music for Spotify Premium. That means you can hear your favorite artists at night.
So. Let's tighten this up. So we're already taking the bolt out, but we're gonna have to change this over. We're gonna have to move it, which is not a big deal. I mean, if that's the worst thing I run into, I'm doing good. Guess what I forgot to do? Yeah, support the pinion. Okay, so here's where we're at. I've got to roll the axle forward probably another inch, inch and a half. And I'd ordered these U-bolts quite a long time ago. Had to beat the old U-bolts out of these retainers, U-bolt retainers, rear entertainers. So I'm working on trying to get this all lined back up, which means I gotta take this side apart. That way I can swivel the rear end, or try to swivel the rear end. Well, other than breaking all the stuff loose, which with that 2-foot bar from, what is this? Power Torque brand. No, that's not the 2-foot bar, but it actually kind of made it simple. I honestly thought this thing would actually break, but it didn't. So I guess it goes in the toolbox until we break it. It's got a lifetime warranty on it. You can find them at your local auto parts store. I'm not going to mention the name because, well, I don't know how all that goes with trademarks and crap, but whatever. Alright, so we're fixing to lift this spring out and do the same thing we did over here. I haven't put that front strut or that bottom strut rod in yet, but oh well. Had to line up the rear axle. So again, I've never done this. If you guys see something that I've messed up on, or I really need to check or whatever, please please let me know. I'm just a guy with a big ambition and no sense of quitting. So let's remove this. My other camera took a crap. The charger, it needed to be charged. Battery died. So as soon as that's charged back up, I'll start recording. Wahoo! Yeah! Like, alright, so let's go ahead and start. I'm not gonna film putting the other one in because it's just the same thing as the other side. Plus my camera's not charged. I'm gonna go ahead and install it and I'll come back. All right, so those are in and snugged up a little bit. This side is in, snugged up a little bit. I tightened this strut bar, lower strut bar on the other side. We are not torqued, we are not even tight. We're just snug enough to make stuff aligned. And we're gonna go put the other 4 bolts in the, I guess it's an airbag mount rear. And I'm gonna end up having to make a K member go from down here on this side and cross up to the shackles. Hang on, let me move. Essentially to these U-bolts here. I've done it in the past on smaller trucks. They were a lot littler than what I'm fixing to put in this truck. But we had to get rid of the track bar up there because well, we just don't have the room with the gooseneck trailer hitch that I may end up having to move up. I don't know yet, we'll see. Or at least trim out that big old angle iron. So I built a little overkill and it's ugly. It's sitting underneath the flatbed, and it didn't look so bad then, but it looks kind of horrible now. So I guess there's going to be a lot of cleanup on this truck when I'm done. So okay, so I have moved ahead and I'm going to get a lot of flack on this, I know. I'll do something different here. I raised the front perches up 2.5 inches. The truck wasn't sitting where I wanted it to sit. The truck still is not sitting exactly where I want. If I know I could notch this thing and be okay with DOT, I'd probably do it. Yeah, we got a beer. I'll blur it out. I'm not gonna tell you what brand. But I had to switch bags. The original bags that I bought for these. Let's see which ones are they? The 9780s. The 9780s. I've got a pair of them. They're not used. They're a little older. Anybody needs them, let me know. But these are way too tall. I know that these are actually for a semi, which I honestly wanted to have, but we're getting rid of those. I put what I bought for front bags in the back. So we're gonna try these. I'm gonna make mounts now. Build a set of mounts for them. And then on to plumbing some shop air so I can move it up and down and see how it works. But driveline angle is a lot better. I still need to probably put a shim in it. I don't like the I don't like how we're diving the rear pinion under drop, but we'll have to move some of this stuff around after I drive it. That's going away. That right there is going away. It's yeah, doesn't sound cool. It looks like shit. I don't want it. We're hitting on the hitch, which I knew we were gonna do. So I guess I'm gonna rebuild a new hitch. Move it up on top. Not today. Definitely after this gets done and up and running, because I gotta have this truck to be able to move my trailer around. My trailer's full of cars. So my wife is probably gonna kill me, but I love her, she loves me. I let her do her thing, and we're working on trying to get this truck ready to go, because I want to take it to Mississippi. I got a Lincoln to take, so it's a complete disaster area right now. It'll all get cleaned up and not polished, but it'll all be painted before it goes on the road. I think at least touched up so it doesn't look so crappy. And once the body gets painted, we'll do something with the frame. I know we're gonna probably put deck covers on it. I'll raise the hitch, put a deck cover on it, bead roll it, or do something with it. Buddy of mine, Chase, he's built me a badass hitch, so we're getting rid of that because it's broke and worn out. I've used it and it's not really cool. I don't like the hooks. We're gonna put latches in it. I got a B&W drop hitch with a 2 and 2 5/16 solid ball on it for a 3-inch receiver. I think it's 3 inch, yeah, 2.5, maybe 3. Hell, I don't know. We're gonna put that on there, and then we're gonna put some kind of decorative deal over here with new taillights because I broke this one. As long as it's hooked to the trailer, I've got taillights. If I'm not hooked to the trailer, then they're very, very dim. So I busted this one up, and I'm not paying the stupid prices to put these on here when I'm putting different ones on anyways. So, okay, enough about that. I've got to get to work. I'm gonna go make some brackets now for this and for the airbags and get back to you. All right, back to this. So I went ahead and made some new brackets and stuff, which I'll put on tomorrow, so we can get the bags mounted. It's just the upper mounts. I've also figured out where the shock's gonna go. We're gonna build a bracket to go in here, utilizing 2 of the 3 bolts here, and then the 4 bolts here, that hole, and a lower pivot. So with a retainer nut or bolt, one or the other. So we'll take it up tomorrow and yep. Yep, you're right. I need to sharpen. Late last night, I actually started up and made some brackets for these smaller bags here. Did one for both sides. May end up trying to put these on the inside of the frame rails. Not sure if I like that idea yet or not. We're gonna look at it here later. I gotta get this truck up and moving today. Today's Sunday, and I've got shit to do tomorrow. I've got work, and this can't be in here. So, got a lot of work today. It's already afternoon. Did some family stuff this morning, which was actually kind of fun, even though I don't like reptiles. But I'm gonna drill these holes. I've already pre-marked them, and I'm gonna drill these holes up. All right, well, bolted up. Actually better and easier than I thought. If I had a mag drill, it'd be a lot easier to drill, but oh well. The old good old Ryobi is a lot better than that Craftsman that I had. All bolted in, all test fitted. So yesterday, before I went inside, I went ahead and burned out some more plates for shock mounts. These are roughed out. We'll go ahead and get them cleaned up, and I'll. Alright, so brackets are roughed out. 1-inch holes, 5/8 holes, 2 3/8 apart. Yeah, they look like crap, but you know what? We're roughing them out. We're R&Ding, so we're going to try it and see what happens. And let's go take it to the truck. Alright, let's see if we can do this one-handed. So, my dad always said, you line up stuff right, it goes in, you're a badass. Oh, Daddy, you're right. I'm a badass. Alright, so I went ahead and put both of them on. They're not tight. We're going to be putting some gussets in from here to here. Once we mock up the shock, so that way I know that the shock's not going to be in the way. Really sucks when you build stuff and, well, it just doesn't work. So let's pull the shock up. So anybody that knows me knows that this shit drives me nuts. I gotta have the stuff matching. Only reason why I'm putting it on right now is because it's not done. We're gonna end up putting these steel lock nuts on. So, but these don't go together. White and blue, no. They gotta be both the same color. Okay, so that's snugged up. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to look at how this sits. So that way we can get a measurement from between here and here, because this is going to be our shock mount. We're going to have a shock mount drop here. Whatever the hole this size is, we'll have a bolt-in retainer that goes in there. I'm guessing probably 1 inch. Looks 1 inch, doesn't it? Don't have a tape measure. But also what we'll do is, see, this is what I was talking about. Make a gusset from here down to here. So that way, this is all structural. Maybe that's overkill. Hell, I don't know. But that ain't gonna fly. So take it all back apart and let's. So whip these up real quick. It's 1.5 by 1. I'm sorry, 1.5 by. It's 1.5 by 1. I'm sorry, 1.5 by half. Solid bar. Some 1-inch DOM. 1/2 inch ID. 1-inch OD stuff. And we're gonna shock mount, bolt through here. You'll see once we get it on the truck. Those will have to be welded on. Blast that stuff and weld that on with the TIG or something. I'm not using a grade 2 bolt. I'll change that out. Probably just grade 8s. Sorry. No grade 2, no grade 5. We'll go grade 8. So change that out. So when you're working on something like this, disregard the blue can to the left. This is my help. All of them, everybody. This is the only one that actually comes to work with me on the weekends. And you see what she does. Rio, good girl. Rio, sit. Good girl. You got to be a YouTube star? Huh? Alright, so we have built a lower shock mount. We're going to try out and see what happens. Even if it's just allow us to start mocking up something different, then that's what we're going to use for right now. Like I said, we've got to get this truck moving. We'll go ahead and assemble all this stuff. Went ahead and made the upper shock mounts real quick. I think the old guy can still weld. Again, I just made them real quick and just R&D stuff. R&D, that's all it is. Alright, so we were down to just putting some shop air on this thing to get it out of the shop today. We're going to run some 1/2-inch inlets, 3/8 dumps, all 1/2-inch line. If it's too fast, we'll restrict it, but you know, right now I don't like waiting for stuff to go up. Let's go back to mini truck days, or the stuff that I used to build with my old shop. We're gonna try it and see what happens. May try to incorporate an overload spring or an overload valve, and but you know, just right now we're going to try to get this thing on shop air. Yes, they are used. Yes, they have been worked. No, we're not keeping this type of stuff. We will be redoing all this wiring. So, but for right now, it's just to get it up and get it to play. So, and get it out of the shop. So, yeah, shop's dirty. You don't ever see my shop this dirty. I have destroyed it this weekend, so it's going to be shop time tomorrow, cleaning. So let me get 2 of these built real quick. Good afternoon. Okay, well, so the truck's been pushed outside yesterday afternoon, and just to roll. Nothing. There's no air on it. Wheels are back on it, obviously, to roll. Everything's tight. We're going to put electrics on the front right now just because I have them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the electrics off the rear and get rid of this crap. Did it just for testing and for that trip, but it's time to clean it up. So we got to see over here. Let's go over here. We've got I think it's a Hendrickson. Yeah, ride height valve, sorry, with dump feature. So we're going to go ahead and install that and get it plumbed up. So I like the brass fittings. I don't like the brass adapters, but a local store didn't have any of the stuff in stock that I wanted. I may go back in later and put 90s in this stuff, just so I can eliminate, you know, a pair of leaks, possibility of pair of leaks. But as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and get this installed on the truck, and then we'll have to make a garage. So let me do that, and I'll get back with you. All right, so we have got the airline in there. Yes, I've got a fitting there. I'm actually going to be putting in a block so that way I can put onboard air to air up the tires and stuff. And I'm going to run it back here into the back somewhere underneath the deck plate. But it's installed. It's in the pretty kick-ass golf tee idea to get it straight. Pretty cool. So we're gonna leave that in there right now. I used all of my 1/4-inch line on Project Grover, and so tomorrow we've got to go get more Grover fittings and more airline, so that way I can put the dump valve and stuff in. Which I've got all the switches and whatnot here. Okay, so let's get rid of this mess and clean up. I don't know why This is like this. This is not supposed to be like this. So I'm gonna fix it. I'll fix it real quick and make sure that it's tidy because I don't like it. Can't wait to paint this shit. Really. And for some of you guys that actually have been seeing me on the 650 group, I've been absent for a little bit, but thank you for asking a bunch of questions. And the front air ride stuff will probably be available if somebody wants to install it. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to manufacture the stuff to sell, but there's a bunch of parts on this truck that we're going to be making, or that I've designed and made, and we're putting in just to try to get it to ride better, and to try to do what we want to do with it. And I don't want to make them super expensive. I don't know what prices on all that stuff is going to be, but we're going to really try to make sure that it's, I don't know, economical, and I make $1 and y'all get some parts that you can make your truck ride better. So a lot of all this stuff is R&D. That is horrible. It works. The new one's been designed. It's been cut out. I'm waiting to get it broke, and then that'll be actually lower. The whole Reese hitch deal will be lower inside the frame, and then that way the deck plate and all that stuff will go on the top. I think we're going to do a back cab cover right in there. I think we're going to end up doing stacks. That Kiko truck, I don't know if that's what he goes by or what, but it's a newer model truck, but I'm kind of modeling this truck after that truck. I mean, it's just super bad. I'm probably going to end up making the fenders because I just spend too much money and I don't have a lot of time, and I sure as hell don't have a lot of money, so I guess I'm going to make them since I have a fabrication shop. So we'll see how this come out. Yeah, we got a new hitch because this one here is all busted up. I don't know what the hell they hauled with this thing, man, but oh my god, it's busted all to pieces. So we're gonna cut all that off, and we're gonna put the new bumper and stuff on. And when we do that, I'll do this, and I don't know, I may do something different with those because I don't like those either. But I think that's gonna be in the way of my license plate box and all my lights. So. Yeah. Okay. Let's clean this. All right. So we have deleted the original electric switch wires and one gauge line. The other gauge line's hanging there. Cleaned up some of the swine. Now this stuff won't get cleaned up until after the new brake lights and stuff are put in. So. This does look like a ton better. God, it looks a ton better. Other than the bag angle, which, like I said, we've got a new air bar for it, so just got to fabricate it. Just got to have time. Not enough time in the day. We have pulled all the wiring for these rear valves up, hung them on the mirrors, pulled them up out of the way. You can actually see how close the tire is now to the fender. It stokes me. I'm stoked. I'm super stoked. I'm like happy. I'm like a little schoolgirl in a prom shop or something. I don't know. It's just too damn cool. I've been waiting a long time to build something of my own on air, and because I build it for everybody else, but never this big a truck and never for myself. So, oh shit. So, I guess I'm going to try to place the valves today. The electric valves. I guess I'm going to do electric valves up front until I switch it over to the same kind of valve we got in the back of the truck. I don't know if that valve in the back of the truck will work for the front of the valve or not, but you know, it is what it is. We'll see about the electric valves working up front. They worked in the rear, just too much adjustment on the road for me. especially with one leaky bag. Now, these bags are not a matched pair, but they are the same part number from two different manufacturers. I know what you're going to say. They're never the same. They're never the same. Yes, that's correct. That's why I'm going to buy a matching set. But I wasn't going to do it for this R&D setup. It's just more of a hassle. I'm not spending a whole bunch of money on some new stuff when it may or may not work for the size of bag that I wanted. So these bags here are done. The one, like I said, I don't know why one has a leak. I know I flipped it one day and ever since then it's leaked. So I probably popped something in it. So I got to order a new set of bags whenever. Probably at the same time I get the damn truck painted. So, which will probably be sometime next year. So let's see if we can get these valves here. Just a set of GCs or SMCs that I picked up from Facebook. They work fine. I'm getting rid of that. That's going to a steel fitting. I've only got one bracket, so this might get interesting. If these work, I'll just order a whole matching set because these are 1/2 inch and 3/8 valves. So there's 1/2 inch inflate and 1/2 inch and 3/8 dumps. So super fast, at least in the rear. We're going to try it on the front and see what happens. The dumps are super fast, but that's easy enough because we can put a restrictor in the end. Gauge fitting. I do want to know what my gauges run in the front, left, and right. The back, not so much anymore. Since they're tied together, it's teed together. So I'm going to get these apart and so I can place them and see what I may end up having to move some stuff around. I don't know yet. I'm really burned out from the weekend and from work, so we'll see what happens. That might be a tomorrow deal. That might be another video. This one I just might make it just a short and sweet one. So, well, they're my favorite place in the world.
No, Drew was famous.
It has to do with fittings. A roll of brass and hose.
Yeah.
I look chink eyed. So yesterday, the UPS guy actually brought me something cool. All the guys around here are asking me who I'm talking to. So we ordered a new tuner for the 650s, and we're going to try it out. Ag Diesel Solutions. This is truck edition. So supposedly, it's not saying it's going to give us 90 horse, but 10, 20, and 30%. There's a part number. This is for the 59 ISB. I did actually talk to a guy over there, and he said, yes, this would actually work with the ISB. So, installed it today. We're sitting in the back seat. Installed it today, and there's the tuner right there. Not sure exactly how it's going to work. Anxious. Fixed all the lights on the gauges, and got the air lines and all that stuff installed. The rear dump valve is installed. A couple other switches and stuff I was able to get installed this morning. One of those is the light interrupters, parking light interrupters, and then the air horn. So yeah, the inside is just an absolute mess. I do have a new bezel. I'm not putting that in yet until I know that this is how I want it to run. We're getting rid of those gauges. Those gauges are going to go down in the console down here whenever we decide we're going to build a console. The front's on electric valves. Let me get you around there. Actually, let's go to the rear first. The rear is actually on one of the dump valve setup. For a trailer. It's a Hendrickson. I think I've said that before in the video. All the air lines have been run, zip tied up. Your wife ever tell you that you're a hoarder? I get it a lot. But see, my hoards get me out of jams. This rod right here, some of you might recognize. Had this from my original car, and it was sitting up on the shelf, actually the pegboard. And I'm like, you know what? I can use that for. Yeah, you know what you can use that for. Yeah, see? Yeah. So, yes, I am a hoarder. Yes. No, I'm not going to stop. Yes, I may use this hole. I may use this hole. I want to see what they do. I don't want to break it off here and then have the short one and can't do what the old one is, or what the long one's for. So, yeah, we're gonna try this. Yes, we're gonna P-clamp this. Yes, it's gonna be all nice and tidied, and all this stuff's gonna get painted. But right now, we're still in R&D. So I'm gonna drill and tap this air bar down here because I haven't got my new one done yet. Plates are here, just no time. I have to get this thing running and working. So let me go ahead and drill and tap this, and we'll look at it here after that. Your wife ever tell you that you're a hoarder? I get it a lot. But see, my hoards get me out of jams. This rod right here, some of you might recognize. Had this from my original car, and it was sitting up on the shelf, actually the pegboard. And I'm like, you know what? I can use that for. Yeah, you know what you can use that for. Yeah, see? Yeah. So, yes, I am a hoarder. Yes. No, I'm not going to stop. Yes, I may use this hole. I may use this hole. I want to see what they do. I don't want to break it off here and then have the short one and can't do what the old one is, or what the long one's for. So, yeah, we're gonna try this. Yes, we're gonna P-clamp this. Yes, it's gonna be all nice and tidied, and all this stuff's gonna get painted. But right now, we're still in R&D. So I'm gonna drill and tap this air bar down here because I haven't got my new one done yet. Plates are here, just no time. I have to get this thing running and working. So let me go ahead and drill and tap this, and we'll look at it here after that. But yeah, I am super stoked with the truck so far. And hopefully the tuner that I got will give it the little bit of extra edge that I need to be able to tow the big trailer. Super, super happy. So, till next time, thank you. God bless. Thank a veteran or a public servant. Love y'all.